All right, hey folks, welcome back to the channel. It's been a hot minute since I put out a new video, and reason for that is just been busy with work, esports stuff, regular stuff. Weather's been atrocious, either monsooning or 115 degree heat index heat waves. So I haven't really been doing a whole lot of disc golfing, but decided to come out here and film a video at a new course that I don't know if it's done yet, but it is out, and we've been playing it. It's been a lot of fun. It is called the Reservation. It is in Chickasaw, Alabama. It is basically right down the road from the Saw, which I've already done a video on that course. Designed by the same person. I think his name is Cecil. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Really cool dude. This is a really fun course. A lot of beautiful holes to play here. All the holes are par threes though, because Cecil hates birdies. And yeah, I can't throw that far, and some of these holes do require a little bit of distance. So we're gonna have a lot of fun though. I'm not gonna keep score. I'm just gonna have a good time and just throw some shots. And we're starting off at hole one. Basket is straight ahead. It is 425 feet. So it requires the pump to get down there, which I don't know that I can do, but I'll try to get as far down there as I can. Definitely a very easy par, as long as you don't drift something really hard right. And it's not too windy today, so it should be pretty easy to avoid any issues with wind. And yeah, I don't know, we're just gonna have some fun. Let's do it. Now, there are no tee pads here yet, so it's just rough ground. So after a good rain, it can get kind of muddy. So I'm gonna kind of be a little bit generous with where I tee off from, just to make sure I have good footing. But it's also right next to an elementary school, so unfortunately that kind of limits when you can play. But you can still play here pretty often, like on evenings and weekends and summer vacation, stuff like that. So still fairly open to the public, but just gonna find some decent footing here and just let one rip, see what happens. I don't know, I'll probably do that like 320, something like that. I'm gonna throw a couple of more. Just got out the car, so get warmed up. Did that one pretty nose up, so I didn't really get anywhere with that one. Tried a new disc. Hadn't thrown this before, so I have no idea what it's gonna do. Well, it's a nice open hole, so great opportunity to try something different. Not bad. All right, let Tracy throw a couple. You want to throw a couple, Tracy?
Sure.
All right, let's do it. All right, Tracy's up. She hasn't played in probably since the last time I put out a video on this channel. But obviously distance is all right. That is pretty much her go-to, and she's pretty good at throwing it. It's been a little bit though, a little rusty probably. Did you stretch it all?
Just did this.
It's not, maybe not the best idea, but you know, you do you. So remember, rip it across the chest, and you'll be good to go. Yeah, you let go a little early, a little high. Want to throw one more?
Sure.
Just make sure you're not leaning backwards, you know? Just stay upright. Rip it across your chest, you'll be good to go. It's the OG diamond. Had to get that back from the swamp. That was better. I mean, that's kind of how it's supposed to fly. So you just got a good rip into that one. So there you go. That's first hole.
Okay.
All right, so my drive actually got up here about 365 feet from the tee. So it's further than I thought. But you can see I'm still well short of the basket, which I think it's like around 425. And it kind of, I don't know if it plays like terrain-wise, if it's uphill or downhill. It seems pretty flat, but I don't know. I was also off to the left. But I don't know if I can quite jump putt that far, so I'm going to try. But I think if I was like playing for score, I would probably just chip up a little forehand or something like that, and just get close to make sure I get my par putt. But yeah, I don't know. This could be very embarrassing, or maybe this gets close. I'm not expecting to make it, but just get close to the basket, get myself an easy putt. If I aim a little bit more to the right, maybe it could have worked. That's right next to the basket though. All right, so now we're at hole 2. It's 315. Still a par 3 like every other hole at this course. So I'm just gonna stop mentioning the par because they're all par 3s. And basically, yeah, you just can either throw kind of a backhand over this ditch and then have it throw the basket that way, or you can play a forehand as a right-handed player because there's like a pretty big open space once you get past this big tree that you can like kind of flex a forehand into and then have it come out. You just don't want to come out too much because then you're in the ditch, and I imagine that will be considered out of bounds whenever an event gets run here or something. So I'm just gonna throw a couple of shots, see if I can find something I like. A little short, and I flexed that a little too much. Needed that to stable out a little sooner, but it wasn't bad. Just put a little too much hand hyzer on it, that's all. Try the backhand play. Just gonna throw a little fairway driver at it.
Oh.
And that's why I throw the forehand. But if I would have thrown it like a little lower, and if it didn't flip as much, it might have been able to like ride straight and get up there. But I feel comfortable with the forehand on this hole. But obviously, if you hyzer out too much, you can get in the ditch and get in trouble. But there's a lot of open space over there to play with. So yeah, good hole. Love it. Looks beautiful. All right, so now I don't even know if I'm in frame, but whatever. I'm like maybe 30 feet away, 25 feet away. Like I said, I flexed my shot a little too much. We'll try to birdie anyway, the long putt. Feels bad. I feel like this is one I have to birdie because it's at the distance that I should be able to birdie it at like 315. So this is definitely one that you want to get because there's definitely some holes here that are much harder to get. This is probably one of the easier holes. So, oh well, we'll get it par. All right, so now we're at hole 3. This is about 380 feet. It is kind of a tunnel shot. Basket's just like slightly to the left down the fairway. Obviously, you can get some trouble if you hit the fairway on the right-hand side. And then there's some, bigger trees and stuff that you can definitely get mixed up in on the left side. So yeah, you definitely have to keep something like pretty accurate, but you also have to push it pretty far. I mean, 380 is no joke. Maybe for top level players, it's pretty easy, but for me, not so much. So I'm not even really trying to go get all the way to the basket. I'm just trying to make sure I get something in the fairway. I'm gonna throw something understable, try to flip it up, maybe have it ride right a little bit, and then hopefully straighten out and stay in the fairway. That's the goal. All right, here's Tracy. So again, just really the goal is just try to stay on the fairway. So just kind of aim right up the gut. Oh man, that would have been so good if you were just a little lower, but still on the fairway. Ah, bugs, yeah, bugs everywhere at this course, that's for sure. Definitely got to put on that that bug spray. So just gotta throw a little touch back out to the basket. I'm kind of in a little trouble next to that tree, but I mean, I'm still on circle 1, so that's still a pretty easy par, so that works.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're at hole 4, 260 feet, I think. This is kind of our first, like, really technical shot, in my opinion. Low ceiling, tunnel, gets really wooded up near the basket, so very tough green. It's hard to see the basket, but if you look at the big tree, you see like the white circle on it.
Yep.
The basket's like literally a couple of feet to the left of that mark. So that's basically what you're aiming for, is that circle on the tree. So a nice little visual indicator. Again, you got to keep something low, keep it straight, and just try to get in there. You can also do something else, which I'll do after this, but it's really risky, but I can show it. I think that right gap is way too small. I think that it's easier just to go up the middle, honestly. So you can do some other kind of silly stuff. And we'll just try to keep something straight and low and hope for the best. Oh, straight and low and all right, but definitely too far left. Now, something else you can do is this, but I don't recommend it, but it's fun, so we're gonna do it. Prepare for the means. I didn't get it outside right enough. Well, that is a play you can do to get to the mouth of it if you actually get to the right of the tree and did it come in left, but oh well, I failed, but it was fun. Tracy's gonna give it a whirl. Remember, low is your friend on this hole. Oh, she's done it. Hitting a harder gap. Okay then, that was way better than mine. Nice job.
Okay.
Well, pretty easy chip up for par. I mean, it's not the end of the world. As long as you stay close to the center and you don't like go way right or deep into this or way left, I mean, you're definitely gonna be able to get your par as long as you don't mess it up. So we're just gonna try like a little chippy forehand.
Well.
That's a par.
Yeah.
Pars for days. All right, so we're at hole 5. It is 315 feet. It is dead straight ahead. A little bit of a low ceiling off the tee. Can't really see the basket, but it's essentially just in the middle of that cluster of trees straight ahead from the post. You basically can't really see it. I don't know if you can zoom in and see it, but
Yeah. A little bit.
It's a tough hole. It's probably one of the holes I don't really like, but it's only because I feel like they just need to clear out around the basket more, because right now you could be 5 feet from the basket and not have a putt because you have like 2 feet of brush between you and the basket that you can't get through. So it requires you to basically be perfectly dead straight. Otherwise, you're basically pitching up to take a putt, even if you're only like 10 feet away. So it's like the only issue I really have with this course at all. Other than that, I think it's a great job. I'm sure they'll clear it out some, give you a chance to putt if you're in circle 1, but for right now, it's a toughie. Just gonna try to get up there, fairway driver, and just hopefully do something good. That's way too left. Kind of nosed that one up a little bit and threw it too high. Do one more real quick. Something a little more understable. Try to keep it low, flip it up.
There you go.
I still didn't get it high enough, so it's going to be pretty short, but definitely more accurate. But yeah. All right, so now we're at hole 6. It's basically right ahead of you. It's kind of a nice, sloping left fairway, just kind of where you want to aim. I think it's like one of the more pretty holes in the course. We don't really have a lot of elevation change in this area, but this one actually has like a little bit of a rolling uphill, so it just kind of looks nice. There's a basket that's hanging. It's a target. I think it's about 365, 370 to the basket from here. So another one that, requires a pretty decent distance for like amateur players and such. When I've played here in the past, I've gotten just outside of circle 1 a couple of times, so I can almost get there if I have like a really good throw. But we'll see what we can do today. Probably like just outside of circle 1. It's not a bad throw. So Tracy's up. I mean, just.
Spider! God,
All right, calm down. Just a spider. I don't know. Keep throwing what you're throwing. Throwing pretty good, as long as you keep it at the right height and everything. And remember, like, it's just about making sure you give yourself a chance to approach the basket. You don't have to try to meet it all the way to the basket. Staying on the fairway is golden ticket. And that is really good. Yes. Pretty good. That's like exactly the line you want to take. So good job.
Hey.
It's hot, by the way. In case you can't see me just pouring in sweat. Most of the heat indexes lately here have been like over 100 degrees. So it is definitely really sweaty affair. Definitely got to stay hydrated, which I have plenty of water with me. Almost got pin high, so I almost got like the full 360, 370 distance, but definitely off to the left, and as you can see, there's definitely a lot blocking me. So I don't even think there's like a way to make this. I think I just kind of have to pitch it up and take a par. right, so now we're at hole 7. It's about 240, 250. Basket is right there to the left of this big tree. Basically, the best play for a right-handed player is just to play something low to the right and just try to stay under the limbs and maybe have it kind of skip left a little bit towards the basket. I think similar to hole 2, this is one of those ones that you really want to get if this ever gets used in competition. I think some of the other holes we played are just tough distance-wise for amateur players like myself, but this is one of those ones that is a distance that's very attainable. It's just about throwing like a nice, accurate, low shot, basically. So that's what we're gonna try to do. Try to get something in play. The wider right you go, I feel like the taller the ceiling is, but then that's more you have to drift left at the end of your flight. But it's pretty technical. I guess theoretically you just go straight at it to the left, but I mean, that's a really narrow gap to not get in the brush on the left-hand side. Get in.
Oh, nice.
That was perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. Look at that, right next to the basket. This is like my 3rd time throwing this hole, and the other 2 times I did bad. So it's nice to finally get this one.
Yep.
All right, so you got your birdie on hole 7, and you're feeling really good about yourself. And you're thinking, this is where my round is gonna take a turn for the better. And you're wrong. Because this is hole 8, and this is 360, 370 feet. It's a blind shot to the basket. Don't even worry about it because you're not getting to it anyway. Basically, you just need something to go really straight all the way down to the very end of this tunnel that you're looking at, and you need to go right at the very end. And then even then, if you make the corner, you still probably have like another 70 or 80 feet to the basket. So there's also a ravine on the right-hand side that kind of just goes into like a big ditch. So that is absolutely dangerous if you wind up down there. This whole left side is like basically a fence line with a bunch of trees that grow through it. So yeah, it requires something dead straight that eventually goes to the right, and you gotta keep it low, like usual. This is probably, with it being a par 3, I think this is like, might be the hardest hole in the course, or certainly like in the top 5, like no doubt. There's not too many holes like this though that are like super claustrophobic. A lot of the holes are more open, but it's definitely one of those more woodsy shots. Requires a lot of touch. So we're just gonna try a little forehand, keep it low, try to get up there, hope for the best. That's 2 left. I hit everything. Oh well, that's still in. Let me,
Yeah.
Well, I did not make the corner, so now I have to try to do it now. That might be too much corner. Need something maybe a little more straight, probably. That's more it. Okay. Straight rejected. All right, so basically, if you wind up getting to the corner, which is kind of the goal, or maybe just past the corner, you can see the basket's right there. And so like I said, it's like another 70, 80 feet once you make the corner. So, I mean, you have to have just the perfect drifting right shot up the fairway to get up to the basket for a birdie. And once you get near the basket, it's definitely still a little rough. I think maybe there's still a little bit of cleaning up to do around the basket, but again, course is pretty much brand new. Also, that circle is a troll because that's exactly where you want to go to get up near the basket. I feel like if you don't quite bake it and you're just trying to pitch up for your par, that circle is like just like a metal sign, but it's kind of a target too to aim for, I guess, depending on where you're out in the fairway. But just wanted to kind of show where the hole was. That's it. All right, folks, now we're at hole number 9. It's about 330 feet. It's pretty flat, maybe slightly uphill. Another tunnel shot. There is a ditch, maybe.
There's 2 ditches.
Yeah, there's 2 ditches, but really only like one ditch that actually comes into play, which is just where it turns right in front of the basket. You can see the tall grass there. I want to say the ditch is like maybe 100 or so feet short of the basket. So you basically have to either make a choice to lay up before the ditch and then pitch up and take your par, or you need to make sure you cross the ditch on your drive to, make sure you don't go out of bounds, because I imagine obviously the ditch will be out of bounds. So yeah, this is another one of the really pretty holes in the course, I feel like. Just a really picturesque like tunnel shot. Got to keep it low. Definitely a theme with that. I'm really struggling to keep disc that low, that straight on a backhand, so I'm just trying to throw a forehand and hopefully throw it better than the last hole, and hope I can get up there. That's kind of the goal. Not enough left. I might have made it across the ditch, but it's still way right of the basket. Man, I don't know what I would do here. This is a tough one. Also don't know like what side of the post you're supposed to kind of play from, but that's it. That's pin high across the ditch, but just a little right. But that's the throw I'd want, probably.
Yeah.
All right, I am sweating my ass off. We are on hole 10. It is about 315 feet. Another low tunnel shot, low ceiling. What do you know? A lot of those here. And basically there's like a pocket of open fairway to the left of like this tunnel. And so you can kind of fit a forehand in that pocket and then have it come back right towards the basket. Can't really see the basket from here, but I mean, it's pretty much just dead straight ahead. Just obviously tough to see. It's an older basket amongst all those trees up there. So first just need to throw like a fairly straight shot. Stay away from the rough on the right-hand side of the fairway pretty much. And yeah, that's what we're gonna try to do. I'm gonna try to throw something pretty similar to what I threw last hole. Same disc, same type of forehand shot. Just hope I can push it left a little more, have it come out towards the basket. Try not to get in any trouble. Here we go. Oh, I slipped.
Oh man.
I like slipped on the mud, so it just yanked out. Unfortunate, really. Unfortunately, I kicked right, but not too deep. So I'm just gonna try to throw like something low and try to skip it back to the basket. So you can see like the pocket I was talking about over there to the left, where if you can get a forehand like going a little bit left, straight up the fairway, you can get in that area and then have it come back right. It's like perfect. Very forehand friendly course. I don't know if that's good or not. Can't really remember what the basket is. I know it's somewhere in that general area.
That's good, I think.
Okay. Yeah, so I didn't get quite right enough. I'm pin high, but definitely kind of stuck up in here and maybe like 25, 30 feet from the basket. So definitely a tougher putt.
Nice.
So that pretty much means I like parred everything except I got that one birdie on, I think it was maybe like that low skip shot, and then I bogeyed the crap out of that one wooded hole. I think that was hole 8. So definitely a tougher course for me, but it's a lot of fun. All right, so now we're on hole 11. It's like 385. The basket is to the right, which you can't even see it from here. You basically have to go up this fairway hard right once you get to the end of it. You can kind of see like a little wooden sign, I feel like, on that pine on the right-hand side of the fairway. There's like a little board that's kind of pointing to the basket. So I just either want to play kind of dead straight at the fairway, then have it hook right at the end. I think it's a really tough shot unless you have like a crazy good forehand or you throw some type of backhand roller or something like that. It's pretty unattainable for me, but if I can get up the fairway, give myself a chance to pitch up for par, that's really all I want. So we're gonna try to go for it. It's kind of muddy right up in here, so this might be similar to the last tee shot where I slip and really mess it up, but we'll see. Yep, that's good. That'll set me up to approach with the par. Did exactly what I wanted to do. Got right where I needed to be just to pitch up close to the basket and try to get a par. That's it. All she wrote. Uh-oh. That's fine. Oh yeah, that's like 10 feet, 15 feet. All right, so now we're at hole 12.
I think so.
Yeah. Doesn't really have a defined tee area yet, but it's like basically right alongside of a football field, or I guess the school. And it's also like really muddy over there, so I'm not going to tee off from there. And I'm teeing a little bit further back, so it's about 375 to the basket. Straight ahead, you can see the white circle on top of the basket. Just really want to stay out of the tree line on the left-hand side of the fairway. That's pretty much the only real trouble, unless you just push it too deep and you wind up in the woods on the right-hand side, because it does kind of form a gap once you get closer to the basket, but it's still really open until you get to that point. So from where I'm throwing from, I'm just going to throw from this goal line, and it's going to be about 375 to the basket. So I'm obviously not going to get there, but I'm just going to try to give myself a chance to get pretty far up and have an easy approach for a par. I'll throw a few throws here, just get some practice in. I mean, that was pretty good. Yeah. That's just pretty much the flight I wanted, like a little hyzer flip to flat, rode right a little bit, then straightened out. And that's basically what I wanted. That was me throwing a captain, a lucid one, so it's a little more stable, but still fairly flippy. We're gonna try to throw that Hades again. We've been throwing this pretty good today. I've been kind of messing with it. Like I said, it's a little bit more stable than the protos in the first run, so a little bit more utility out of it. Oh!
Ooh. That bounced somewhere.
I thought I yanked the crap out of that right. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm like, this is bad. I'm thinking this is going in the woods. But I feel like it started the hyzer out right when it got to where it was at that point where I was gonna be screwed. And it took a hard skip left. I might have got to the basket. And it's 375 away. So I'm gonna be pretty happy if we did it. We'll see. All right, folks, so here's where my first disc landed. Unfortunately, there's a lot in my way to get to the basket, so I don't really know what I would do, honestly. I'd probably have to do like some kind of patent pending, step out, maybe float a backhand. That's probably what's gonna have to be, because I don't think I have enough room to like do a forehand to it. Like, I don't know. How's that? Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see what other disc is. Oh, I see it. Oh man, it was so close to good. It's right here. Right up in there. It was about maybe 15, 20 feet in front of the first shot. So it definitely didn't make it to the basket. It was still a good 40 feet short of the basket. So I probably threw that like 335 or so. But yeah, if there wasn't there and it kept skipping forward, it might have got to the basket. But still a cool shot. And that first one I forehanded should be right next to the basket for a par putt.
Trying to see where it is. There it is.
All right, folks, we're on hole 13. It's a long one. I think it might be the longest hole in the course. It's like 440 feet or so. I don't know if you can see it, but the basket's basically hanging from the big tree down the fairway to the right, and it's like just to the left of that kind of bush that's on the right side of the fairway once you get way up there. I don't know if it's like really easy to see on the camera, probably not. But it's 445 feet up there, dead straight to the right. You see where the car is parked behind the tree?
Okay.
It's like to the right of all that, just barely.
I was zoomed in on the wrong side. There it is.
There you go. All right. It's a little muddy right here, so I'm going to kind of try to find just some footing kind of somewhere, maybe right in front of the post. But yeah. Definitely don't have the distance to get there, but maybe I can get at least a decent distance and then just set up for a par approach. So that was my prototype Hades, so it's pretty understable. So it really drifted more right than I thought it would have. All right, so here's where I landed with my first throw. It definitely went a little too low, a little too right, but I still got like about 345. So maybe like a little less than 100 feet from the basket. Just gotta go low and left and then have it come right towards the basket. That's kind of the goal. I might have pushed that too straight. Yeah, I did. That would be a tough par right there, but that shows you the hole.
Okay.
All right, hole 14 is about 300 feet, maybe a little more than 300. Straight ahead, you can either try to go through that little small tunnel at the very end of the fairway to get to the basket, but there's like a ditch basically that runs in front of the basket. So I think the real play probably is to go outright and then try to have it come in to the left. It's probably the play to get past the ditch and actually get up there. I just don't know how high and how right is kind of the problem. So, I don't know. I actually haven't tried this before, so I have no idea how well this is gonna go. But it could be not good at all, or it could be fine. I don't know. We'll see. What's your prediction, Tracy? Yeah, it's probably a good bet.
That looks good. Maybe.
I don't think it pushed left enough.
Yeah, you might still be on the other side of that ditch.
No, I think I
Maybe.
got maybe pin high, so I don't think distance was the problem. I just don't think I got left enough.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so I got up here, not quite to the pin, but I got decent distance, and yeah, I just didn't get left enough, so I still have like a pretty tough putt here. Yeah, try some kind of jumper. Kind of a tough jumper. I'm not gonna fall into a ditch, basically. Yeah, I can't really do it. No, we'll just do a standstill putt. Maybe tough though. Almost.
Oh.
All right, hole 15. I'm dying. It's hot. 250, straight ahead. Maybe slightly downhill. You're kind of throwing like over a bowl because it dips and then it comes back up. And basically the basket's between these two fence posts. You can see it, right?
Yep.
If you're not dead center with the basket, you're not putting. Put it that way. It's very easy to get pin high, but it's very easy to wind up in one of the big bush clusters to the right or left of the basket. Another one of those holes where I feel like it's kind of tough because you could be 10 feet from the basket and not have a putt if you're on the left or right of the basket line. So kind of annoying, but that's Cecil for you. And you know, it's a pretty simple shot all in all. You know, you can just throw a putter at it or maybe a mid. So I'm just gonna throw a putter at it, try to stay in the center of the fairway and give myself a chance. That's really all I can do. That's gonna be too far left. So I threw it nose up because I am not good at the game. Try one more for funsies. It's a good straight shot. I just nosed it up a lot, so it wound up just drifting left hard. It's a little better. Pin high again, but again off to the left, so not gonna have a putt. So guess what it's gonna be?
Par.
Yeah. All right, so my first tee shot was actually way short because of the nose up. So I actually do have a putt, funnily enough, a long one, but there's maybe a small chance. My second shot, pin high to the left. Definitely didn't have really a putt from there. Maybe? Nah, not enough. Not enough juice, so still a par.
We're under a fallen tree.
We are. We're on hole 16. It's right at 300 feet. The basket is hanging from like a limb that's hanging out. It's not even a full basket. It's one of those marksman baskets, so it's like a skinnier basket. They don't have all the baskets they need yet for this course. That's why I said it's still kind of a work in progress course. Can you see the basket?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So yeah, this is basically a forehand for me. Off to the left, have it crash in right towards the basket. Hopefully have a good putt. This hole, kind of like the previous hole, and then like maybe hole 2 and like 6 are like the ones I feel like are kind of must birdies. Just because the distance is just right, doesn't require like too much technicality. So this is one I really want to get. I've gotten it before. Little uphill, but not too much. I don't think that's it, Chief. I think I went a little too straight. Didn't get it off to the left side of the fairway enough, so I crashed way harder right than I wanted to. But I got the distance, but yeah, I think it's going to be a tough putt. Well, I was a little short, and I got in this mess. I needed to have it fly more left for longer, and then have it crash in. It would have been perfect, but this is going to be a tough one. Especially with it being on these marksman baskets. It has to be pretty much perfect for this to stick. Yeah. Another par for me, but definitely one I could get. All right, right, we're at hole 17, 275. You got the tee off and kind of tucked into this wooded area. And you have a low ceiling, hanging limbs over the front of the fairway. You have to go all the way to that tree back there. It's hanging once again. Another marksman basket. So for me, you have to throw something pretty low, out to the left, have it crash right. So another forehand, very similar to the last hole. And yeah, I don't know if you can kind of see the low ceiling from where you're at, but it definitely requires a really pretty low shot from back here. And I am in the wilderness. Yes, sir.
Not gonna lie, I couldn't see that at all.
Really?
No,
Did you see any of it?
I don't think so.
All right, well, go back to the tee pad. Just walk back there with it. Back pedal, back pedal, back
Okay.
pedal. Keep back pedaling. So you see the
Yeah.
path that they're under, right?
Yeah.
Then you go dead straight,
Uh-huh.
and then you see the basket?
Uh-huh.
I'm under the basket pretty much.
Okay.
Because I did get under the limb. I went left and it curved back right towards the basket.
Okay.
That's unfortunate you didn't see it because it was actually really good.
Sorry. About to be sunset. These pretty dusk clouds.
You tell me you didn't film this? This is my best tee shot the whole day.
Sorry.
Is it a coincidence? I think not. I think
No.
you're trying to make the fans feel like I just never do anything good. But yeah, I'm literally just right here. Perfect throw. I mean,
Yay.
it's like only my second birdie of the day. So I think I birdied this in like hole 6, I think it was, that short one.
Mm-hmm.
Almost had a couple other ones. I mean, I pretty much parred everything except for I definitely took like a single or double bogey on 9, that tunnel shot with the ditch up the middle of the fairway. So yeah, so far shooting about even. A couple of birdies here and there, a couple of chances for birdie that I just missed out on. I feel like it's one of those courses where I don't see myself even playing a perfect game, really shooting more than like maybe 4 or 5 under if I play like a perfect game. Because so many of the holes right now, distance-wise, I just can't get to in my personal game. But a lot of fun, honestly. One more hole to go.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so on the final hole, 18, it is about 425. The basket's down here to the right. If you look, there's a tree in the center of the fairway. If you look a little bit to the left of that tree, way down there, you can see the basket. White circle on top of it. See it?
Way down there, Morty.
Way down there. And basically, you're going to play to the outside of that tree, though, in the center of the fairway. You're going to play more towards, like, you see the stump and then, like, the bench over there to the right-hand side of the fairway. You're definitely going to aim that direction and have it fade left after that, pretty much. Again, with it being 425, I'm not getting there. But I can try to get a decent bit there and set myself up for a pretty easy approach for par. So that's what we're going to try to do. I'm going to kind of try to aim towards that stump, try to get a good amount of distance and have it come back left a little bit. Give myself a chance to approach. The only thing you can really do wrong on this hole is like somehow shank it into that playground, which, I mean, or you can hit the tree. I mean, that's pretty much the only 2 bad things that can happen. So, pretty forgiving. Nice way to end it. Very pretty though.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Come back.
What's coming back? Yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to do. All right, so here's my first shot. Definitely got way up here, but just don't really have a putt. I mean, it's really far for one, and there's just a lot of limbs in the way. So it's pretty much just like a chip up, forehand, just basically take my par, kind of a deal. Yep, right next to the basket for the par. I'm hot, I'm dying. Fun course, definitely a tougher one for me because it's a little bit out of my range. I mean, obviously most top players can throw 400 or so feet pretty easily and they would be really fine at this course. But for me, a little tougher, but shot around even. So a lot of fun. Thanks for checking out the video. If you did, please follow, subscribe for more content. We'll try to do more content more regularly going forward. I'm so close to 500 subs, so do want to get that and approach 1,000 and just keep it going. So thanks a lot. Catch you next time.